We have a follow-up tonight to a WGN News investigation we brought you in February. It's about the heroes at Ground Zero, about 400,000 American soldiers used as human subjects in atomic testing after World War II.
Yeah, and many are now suffering from various diseases, ailments they believe are linked to their exposure to radiation. WGN's Larry Potash talked with the new Secretary of Veterans Affairs, and for the first time in more than 50 years, there is hope that the government will compensate our atomic veterans.
3, 2, 1, T0.
After World War II, the U.S. government used American servicemen as guinea pigs to test the effects of atomic bombs. They dropped A-bombs on tiny islands in the Pacific, while servicemen were nearby wearing T-shirts and khakis.
Well, these are some of the guys that I was in the service with. I'm right here. This is back in 1952.
Chuck Butkus of Hawthorne Woods has battled colon cancer and other disorders. He says, like many veterans, he can't prove whether his illness is related to atomic testing. He says radiation readings were off the charts during his tests, but records were often wrong or lost.
It makes me angry because I have seen firsthand what has happened to a lot of my buddies. And in that respect, I've been lucky, to tell you the truth, because I know a lot of guys that aren't here today because of, I'm convinced it's because of fallout and the contamination they received.
For years, veterans have been trying to get compensation for their illnesses. But the government has often said these veterans couldn't prove that their illnesses were from radiation of atomic testing 50 years ago.
How are you, sir?
Anthony Principi is the new Secretary of Veterans Affairs. I caught up with him at a VA hospital in Chicago this week to ask him if the government will approve compensation for a variety of illnesses like colon cancer, lung cancer, and more. He says veterans shouldn't have to prove their illnesses are related to radiation. He says it's too difficult to prove, and the vets have waited too long.
They earned these benefits from their exposure, and therefore it has to be funded, and that's my view. I think it's the only equitable thing to do. They are truly patriots in this country, and we need to give them every benefit of the doubt. It's just taken us a long time to come to grips with the dangers of the modern battlefield.
We showed the interview to Chuck Butkus.
The comments are just outstanding. You shocked me when I saw that, you really did. Because he said it all, and he said it so eloquently. And if this ever becomes the past, I think there'll be a lot of veterans out there who are going to be very elated. In my case, I'm just looking for some recognition. We were there and we did the job, and let's not try to hide it. And let's not be, I don't want to be considered a guinea pig.
Secretary Principi says he expects the executive order will be approved by the end of the fiscal year. He can't put a price tag on it, but he says that's irrelevant. These vets have waited long enough. Larry Potash, WGN News.
WGN will continue to follow this story. We'll tell you when and if these patriots will be compensated for their service.
This week, high school seniors from across the country